I'm making a traditional Cretan phyllo pie called chaniotico boureki with zucchini, feta, and mint. And the first thing I'm going to do is finish prepping the zucchini. We want the zucchini in thin slices, round slices. And that's one of the things that distinguishes this zucchini pie from all the other zucchini pies found throughout Greece. This pie, the chaniotico boureki, traditionally calls for a cheese called xinomizithra, which is a traditional cheese from Crete. It's nice and sour with very fine curds. It's almost impossible to find in the United States. So to approximate that flavor and texture, I'm mixing feta cheese, ricotta or anthotiro, and a little bit of Greek yogurt. And we basically just want to work that with a fork until everything is combined. The next thing I want to get in here is some dried mint. It's really, really potent. And that gives this unique flavor to this particular zucchini pie because the cheeses are a little bit tart, the mint is a little bit sweet, and the zucchini is incredibly refreshing, so it all comes together really nicely. A little bit of black pepper too. So this is just how I want it. I want to mix the zucchini with just a touch of salt and a fair amount of all-purpose flour. I'm going to eyeball this a little bit. What we want to do is use enough flour to coat the zucchini. We want the phyllo to be crispy, not soggy. And I think we're exactly where we want this. Now I'm ready to assemble the pie. I've got my phyllo under here covered to keep it nice and moist. And the first thing I'm going to do is oil my baking pan. We want to work fast. When we put the phyllo down, try to get overhang on each side. Brush with olive oil. You don't have to painstakingly cover every single inch of the phyllo dough. This is a rather dense filling, so we want at least 5 sheets on the bottom to make sure there's enough phyllo to keep it from getting soggy. So we just want to take a bunch of zucchini, make sure it's kind of evenly dispersed all over the surface. Next thing I'm going to do is get some cheese in here. And I usually just dot the top. This will spread out as it bakes, so you don't have to pat the whole surface down. You just want to dot it. And a little bit more zucchini. And you keep going up the depth of the pan. Pies are a great way to cater any meal, whether you're doing it in your own home or you're bringing it somewhere. And that's actually one of the reasons I chose this recipe today, because it's easy to transport. You can serve it warm or at room temperature. So it makes a really nice addition to any dinner party. I like to press this down, and this way all of the flavors melt together. The cheese will melt into every corner of this filling. Ready to cover the top of the pie. When you do that, press down on it a little bit. We don't want all this overhang, but we want enough so that we can turn it in to make a nice rim. You join the bottom and top phyllo, the overhang, just twist. You're using basically your forefinger and your thumb to do this. And we're almost ready to get this into the oven. The only thing we want to do is score it into serving pieces. The reason we score the phyllo is to let steam escape as this bakes, which keeps the phyllo crisp. So this is ready to go into the oven. I'm going to bake it at 375 for about 45 to 50 minutes. This has been cooling for about a half hour. I'm ready to cut it. It's still warm and it's nice and crisp. That looks really luscious for a pie that just has a few ingredients. Look at that. I really want to taste this. What's great about this pie, it's surprisingly complex, and there are a lot of different things going on. The phyllo gives us this incredible texture. It's really flaky, really crisp. The zucchini is so refreshing. It's almost like freshly cut grass. But the cheeses with that mint, it's just a perfect combination. It's just tart enough. It all works beautifully together, and I know my daughter and her friends are gonna love this.